I loved it. I've been playing the final showdown, the Beelzebub showdown from Pick of Destiny all weekend.
Yeah, sure.
It's just so funny and so good. And
I read that
Jack Black is so good at
I know
singing.
he's great. His voice is fantastic.
He's so good.
I heard from a bunch of people who went that it was just fantastic. I'm bummed I missed it.
It was
but
so
in the
fun.
write-up I read, they said there were no lawn seats?
Right.
Was it all pavilion?
It was all pavilion. And there was a few people that were hanging out on the lawn, but it was all pavilion, yeah.
Huh.
I just don't think they could draw.
Well, that's why I wonder why they were at Blossom. I mean, the last time they played Cleveland was 10 years ago. They played 2012 at the House of Blues.
Maybe just what was available.
Really? Yeah, okay. Because that seems like a show you'd have most people on the lawn, maybe. But it was a good time.
It was a great time.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Mary was out of town. She was really, really bummed that she couldn't go.
Oh, it was so sad.
It was so good. And I was doing a thing on my story because turns out a lot of the people that like Tenacious D look a lot like me. A lot of those guys look a lot like me.
Right.
And so
I figured one of Mary's fat ginger ex-boyfriends would have taken her to a Tenacious D show.
Why do you think I hate him so much?
I spotted a bunch of people that look like me and I'd be like, that guy looks like me. That guy looks like me. And be like, this guy doesn't look like me, but that guy does.
Right.
Yeah.
I had actually had a very cool experience in Cincinnati. I don't know if you would like to hear about it.
But anyway, no, go
It does
ahead.
not have to do with Jack Black. It was the same night as the Jack Black Tenacious D concert. I was at the Liberty Funny Bone. We had 4 listeners come out, so thank you to all 4.
4 listeners.
Yeah, 4 customers came out, so that was pretty cool. But I was actually super stoked to do this show because I've been trying to get into the Funny Bone chain for years. And even though it was last minute, I was really excited. But show goes great, about 100 people there. And then after the show, I'm standing in the merch line, and this woman comes up to me, and she was like, hey, I hope this doesn't freak you out, but I just want to show you this. I went to high school with your dad, and this is a picture of us at a wedding together.
Where did your dad go to high school?
Berea High. This is down in Cincinnati. This lady is like, I just want to show you, this is a picture of him at our friend's wedding in 1983. And she showed me this picture of my dad, and he was like all svelte and skinny and like good looking. And I was like, it immediately brought tears to my eyes because I was like, I've never known my dad like that.
Did he have his mullet?
No, he just had like almost like feathered hair.
Yeah, sure.
Well,
it was the 70s, right? It was,
Well, 83.
83.
So she shows me the picture, and I immediately got like tears in my eyes, and she gave me this big hug. And I do like 7-8 minutes of jokes about my dad dying at the end of my set.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the, spoiler alert, one of the tags about him being cremated, I say he finally got that smoking hot bod he always wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And she came up to me, and when she's talking to me, she's like, well, I just need to let you know he always had a smoking hot bod.
Wow.
He was so cute, and all the ladies loved him and all this kind of stuff. And it was just, I like gave her my phone number, and I was like, hey, if you find any other pictures of him, please send them my way. Like, I'd really appreciate that.
Right.
And she sent me a couple.
Did you send them to your siblings?
I sent them to all my siblings.
Yeah.
My mom called me almost immediately, and she goes, whose wedding was that? Who is this woman? I don't remember going to a wedding in 1983. She's getting all like
Well, your mom,
she cannot let it go.
She needs to take her hands off the wheel,
I know. So then I'm like explaining it. I'm like, I don't know, some guy named Danny. And I'm like trying to give her as much of the little information that I have.
Did your mom and dad get together in high school?
No, my dad was 18. My mom's a few years older than him. So it was my
she's older than he
Yeah,
was.
it was my dad's senior year in high school that they got together. But the lady asked me, she was like, did your mom drive a Corvette? And I was like, yes. My mom has talked about how much she loved her Corvette forever. So the lady remembered my mom. And she didn't seem like there was anything like nefarious, like her and my dad were hooking up or anything like that. She was like, oh, we were friends. We went to high school together.
She said he had a smoking hot bod, though.
She did. But
And she had a picture of him.
yeah, but at a mutual friend's wedding. They
No,
went
I
at the wedding
understand.
together.
I understand. But,
Yeah.
like, if I had to find a picture of somebody,
It was a
it'd be hard
screenshot.
pressed. Oh, I see.
Like, it was on her Facebook, and she sent me, like, the screenshot of that picture. And so I'm going to put him on my Instagram story, because then she sent me his junior year yearbook picture.
So
and
you
his
guys don't
senior
have, like,
year.
your dad's high school yearbooks
We don't
or
have
anything?
any of that, because he didn't get any of that. Like, his parents died. My grandma died when I was 13. So my freshman year, 2004. So my grandma was the last living one, and she didn't leave anything like that. If she did, we never got it, or my dad wasn't interested in it or whatever.
Right. But your dad didn't, like, some people, your dad strikes me as the kind of guy who maybe might have had his high school yearbooks if he looked the way she said he did.
Well, I'll show you a
guys
picture.
love looking back if they look great. Like, I look like a schmuck the whole way, so I don't care.
I'm going to post these pictures on my
Wow, look
Instagram
at your
story at
dad.
Mary Santora Comedy. But what's cracked me up is that his junior year, he looked like such an awkward teenager.
Yeah.
And then his
That's a
senior
guy who would
year-
have bought some toe picks off somebody.
Right. His senior year, he had this crazy glow up, and everyone's like, dude, you look exactly like your dad his senior year.
Yeah. Look at that hair, boy.
I know. I showed it to
Joni
Brian.
loves Chachi.
I showed it to Brian, and he goes, ew, he looks just like you. I was like, yeah, dude, he's my dad. What do you like?
Why don't you start wearing your hair like that?
This
Like
feels
Farrah
like
Fawcett on Charlie's Angels.
Do it.
I
Good
could.
luck.
I could do that.
Perfect.
But yeah, so it was a really, really cool moment. Like, definitely not what I was expecting. I was, you know how I am. So I was very much in that, like, everything happens for a reason. And I haven't headlined these clubs yet because this was meant to happen this week. And even though I was like a last minute fill in, like, I don't know.
Even describing it, you're trying to not laugh because you know it's
you
all
guys are
ridiculous.
gonna make fun of me.
We're not going to make fun of you.
You are.
You're making fun of yourself.
I'm not, because I truly do believe that. I was crying as I was signing my check. And the manager of the comedy club, I was like,
I'm not cutting you another one so don't get it
Yeah.
all wet.
the manager of the comedy
And
club was
also,
like,
probably should be crying for what they pay.
oh, I know, right? No, but I'm like, I have tears in my eyes, and he's like, is everything okay? Like, he thought there was something wrong with the club, and I like, no, everything was fine. I explained to him what happened. And I was like, I don't know if you believe in these kind of things, but I just felt like I was meant to be here tonight.
Turns out my dad went to high school with people.
But people who live 4 hours away that happen to come to my show,
I don't know if you believe in this. Hey, where are you going?
Well, she heard that you were.
She was not a listener. She saw my name on the website. She
Right.
did not know the Alan Cox
she
Show.
wasn't one of the 4
What is her
listeners.
name? Yeah.
She
So
saw
she's-
my name on the website.
She's Cincinnati area.
Yes.
How did she know that was your dad?
Santora. She knew my last name.
Well, there are plenty of Santoras.
Well, she said that she like saw my last name, looked up
Okay.
my
she
stuff.
did some detective work.
Yeah,
I
she
see.
like looked up my Facebook and my Instagram and stuff and was like, "Oh, this is Tony's
Saw your
daughter."
dad.
Yeah,
Yeah, gotcha.
This is Tony's daughter, type of thing.
And now she's in Cincinnati, but went to Berea High with him.
Yes.
Yeah.
She met her husband and they moved down there for work
Yep.
or whatever. But
Well, that was nice.
Apparently, acting like
Yeah.
a stalker is the fate.
whatever, dude.
She bought a ticket just to show you that photo. She
yes.
could have emailed it to you. She bought a ticket to
Yeah,
go.
she bought a
Right.
ticket to come see the show and support,
Right.
and then shared that like moment with me, and it felt really sweet and really nice, and like
It was very
it
nice.
was awesome.
Yeah.
You know,
What's the matter with that?
nothing's the matter with that.
That's great.
I know you guys would be all poo poo on it.
No,
No, we're
We're
just
not
teasing
poo-pooing the
you.
experience.
Yeah.
We're poo-pooing the whole fate thing. But
Yeah.
listen, who cares, right? Maybe you're right. Maybe it was fate.
I felt like
And,
it was my dad being there, being like, "Hey, you're on the right path. I finally approve of you doing comedy. I'm going to show up at your first night headlining a Funny Bone."
Thanks a
And
lot,
here's how I'm
Dad.
gonna show up.
Thanks. When you were alive, you didn't tell me this. Now all of a sudden, you can't shut up when you're dead.
I think his ghost feels guilty. and he
Great.
has to- he has
Ghost
to
feels guilty.
He has to show up.
Now we've crossed the Rubicon here on believing what we believe. Ghosts are guilty now.
Yeah, it's
Well,
his
that's
unfinished
his unfinished
business.
business. Yeah, there you go.
His unfinished
Hmm.
business is making sure I know that he's proud of me.
Can I just ask this? And I'm not trying to
Here
be
we
a jerk
go.
in any
Here
way.
we
No, I'm
go.
not. I'm not.
Okay.
Why do you care so much, even when he was alive, about his approval of what you wanted to do with your life?
Because I never had it. And it was something I
But-
always wanted. He looked at all of his kids as F-ups and nobody
All
can
of
do
them?
it. Yeah.
Why?
Most of them. Both my brothers didn't do great in high school. My one brother had ADHD, he was like learning
But
disabled.
was your dad a great student?
No. My dad, and
He was mad that you guys weren't all surpassing him.
it's not even students. I've actually talked to my mom about this. She's like, she said she wanted like cool kids, like cool, smart kids who were like doing it, like successful, cool people is who he wanted his children to be. And
Did you guys feel like he was setting you up for cool success?
Did you tell him how cool you were when you were drinking alcohol?
he hated that I would drink alcohol.
But I don't think he understands what cool is.
Mary, be cool. Why don't you go smoke cigarettes?
He was like always supportive of me and was harder on me when it came to school stuff because I was straight A's always. Honors classes, president of my class, like that kind of stuff. And then
So you
And
had
he-
that,
so you
that
were
approval
cool.
then.
listen, I was cool in high school, and then I decided to drop out of college to do stand-up, and that's when our relationship changed. That's when he
See, there's
was
your problem.
really
You
mad
had
at
a good
me.
relationship. If you would have just had a bad relationship the whole time, you wouldn't even care. Like,
Right.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna. I mean, I can't control that. That's when it changed
You'd
for
be
Hannah.
surprised.
That's where it changed for
I
me
was
and
able to have a bad relationship with my dad the whole time, and I was in control of it.
Well, maybe he won't haunt you when you get back.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just felt
No,
like
because I've never. I mean, like, there's like parts of me that were like, I kind of want my dad, but I never really cared.
And here's the other
It was
thing.
more like I'm gonna do whatever I want, and I'm gonna do like what makes me happy, and not try and like base my happiness off of the things that you think are important.
It was-
like, that never mattered.
All
to
I
me.
know is that if you are correct, my dad has not tried to contact me once.
Maybe he doesn't feel good.
And I had a good relationship with my dad.
That's what it is. It's the people who have bad relationships. You're going to get haunted to hell,
Why?
Bill.
Why would you be haunted by somebody?
Because they have unfinished business with you.
No,
if you had a good relationship with your
dad.
dad.
The people who are here have unfinished business. Ghosts don't
His
have
unfinished business is to tell me he's proud of me.
Their business is all finished.
But didn't
We're
he tell
the
you
ones
that?
going, oh,
No.
what the?
He didn't
what
tell you
is
that
this?
after
No.
like the album recording and
My
everything.
dad never said the words, I'm proud of you. You're doing great. I approve of what you do. This is awesome.
Right, but his
Never.
actions show that he was proud of you
What
and supported
actions?
you. He showed up to your stuff.
He
Yeah, like
came
that-
to end one show at my album recording.
I saw your dad more than I saw my dad the 2 years that you were sober while he was alive, or the year that you were sober while he was alive.
No, you didn't. Because the year that I was in 2019, I was on the road and he still hated my job. And then in 2020 was COVID. And then he died in 2021. So you didn't. You
Well,
might have
but-
seen him one time.
He came to like the bowling thing. Like, I think when you got on this
When
show,
I
he
got on
started
the radio, things
being
started
very-
to change.
right, and that's
where
what I'm
he started
saying. Like,
a little bit more respected
so
or whatever.
even if he didn't say it, like he was showing support for you.
I guess. But my thing is,
You
and
wanted him to say, I'm proud of you.
you're doing a good job. You're not an
Because-
idiot like I told you were for so
Like
many
your
years.
siblings. That's what you wanted.
But not even like that.
I want my dad to tell me that I'm
was-
better than my siblings.
Can I tell you this?
It
too?
was that, hold on one second. It was that he and I fought so much once I dropped out of school that the entire time I did stand up, he told me what a bad choice it was, that I was an idiot, that I'm never going to make money,
Right.
that this is not the right path. I should have been a pharmacist. I'm working for nothing. Nobody knows who you are. You're sleeping in your car. It was never a positive experience.
Would
when
you
it came to
have
comedy.
been a drunk pharmacist?
Yes, I'd have been a high pharmacist. I'd have been stealing pills, knocking them on the ground to put them in my mouth. Are you kidding me?
Knocking him on the ground. Whoops.
You can't sell that one. Bink.
You know, Mary is the clumsiest pharmacist.
5-second
can't
rule for pharmacists.
Yeah.
Was that Oxy? My bad. I did drop 2. You're right. But so for me, it was more, I worked so hard to prove him wrong. To say, you are wrong. I can be more successful in comedy than I ever could have been as a pharmacist.
And you're in your mind, that's such a big deal that you would still like, after even in death, you would still like him to return and go, "Hey, good job."
I said he died when he did it on purpose.
You would like the spectral pat on the back. Is what
He
you'd like.
died right before things started to get easier for me. Right before my album came out. Right before I started to have supplemental income. Right before I started to tour headlining. I was like, you son of a
Is there any
bitch.
chance that your dad, even in death, is still mad at you?
I don't think he's still mad at me.
Because ghosts don't have feelings and aren't
No,
real?
they do. He feels guilty.
Do you
Oh,
think
he
that
is guilty, not mad. Okay.
Do you think
I'm
that
just trying to figure this out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you used? I mean, if he had been supportive, do you think you would have worked as hard and did what you did?
Probably not, but that's not an okay excuse because my mom tried to pull that BS with us too. If I didn't raise you the way that I raised you, you wouldn't be independent, strong women. And I think that's trash.
I don't disagree with that.
I have-
but
Mary
I'm just saying-
Santora
understand what
thinks
you're
But I'm
in-
saying, like, there is a reason that you worked hard and you wanted that approval. And, you know, there was different things that motivated me. When I got into a relationship and was more of a provider, that made me want to work harder and make more money and be out of the house more so I wasn't around the family.
Ladies, ladies, Mary Santora thinks that independent, strong women are trash.
No, I'm
FYI.
saying the reason why.
The reason why you're independent and strong.
It's trash.
Is trash, ladies. Trash. You're
That's-
garbage.
I mean, I've had to work.
You're out there empowering yourself by buying your own drinks. Garbage.
You raccoon. No,
So I'm just saying there was, as adversarial as it was, it did add to your motivation,
Sure,
which pushed you
but
to a place where you were.
I can't speak to what it would have been like to have supportive parents because I don't know. I don't know what my career would have been like if they were there, if they supported, if there wasn't so much of a tumultuous air about every time we talked about stand-up.
Are you ever
going to
let that go, though?
Stand-up, it's so hard. It's all I've done for 10 years.
No, but I know, but that's like...
Things don't just magically disappear when somebody dies. All
no, I'm not saying they do, but I'm saying,
there.
like, can you almost reconcile that stuff? Like, I think he would be proud of me. I'm going to let that go and just...
The problem is that there is no way to know that. He is dead now. So we left with unresolved crap. But
it doesn't have to come from him. It can come from within you.
Do you understand how what you're saying makes sense? Sure, theoretically.
Mary, Bill's not in the Dead Dad Club. He doesn't know what you and I know. He doesn't understand what we know.
To have to
That's right.
work to see your dead dad in your dreams. Okay?
Right. And life would be so much easier if you weren't terrified of the Ouija board. I mean,
we could just ask him.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, you're just looking right past the primary gateway
obviously
to the spectral universe.
Till we summon him and a different Tony comes out.
Right. Hey, I used to own a bagel shop in Yonkers. What's up? Yeah,
letting go of resentments and emotional issues that you've had with a family member for a decade is not something that's going to happen in the first year that they're gone.
You never got to.
It was, but I just asked if there was a time, like if you see yourself coming to terms with it more. That's what this was.
You never got to tell him I told you so.
That's a big part of it. That's come up in therapy where I've said he died right before I could show him that he was wrong. Do you know how mad that makes me? That is an unresolved anger in me that I can never prove him wrong now.
How dare you die before I get to show you?
And I don't care if that's rude or wrong or whatever. Those are like
that's your thing.
Emotions. That's what it was, you know?
I'm just saying.
How dare you?
That's like what the focus needs to be now is to like let that go.
How?
And I don't have that answer.
So then don't tell me to do it.
I'm just trying to.
She's got a therapist.
I know, and I'm just
frustrated about it because you sound like you're like, oh, this is an easy fix. Why don't you just let it go?
I didn't say it was an easy fix. I would just say if there is a way that you can, like, it's like when you have to forgive yourself for things.
Right, but the person I have to forgive is dead.
Right, but you can still forgive them.
I can't though.
Yes, you
not
can.
Right now. I can't.
You can forgive somebody even if they are not around to be forgiven.
It's harder to. Now I'm gonna freaking cry. It's harder to forgive someone when they're not there because they can't apologize. So I am never going to get the closure that I want.
But apologizing isn't part of forgiveness.
Apologizing is part of what is missing and would make me more ready to forgive.
Right.
But forgiveness is for you, not for the other person. Like if someone was alive and did something bad to you, but they were like locked up, are you going to go to whatever prison they're in to go ask for forgiveness? Or are you going to say,
break them out?
You know, that this happened. I could either have this haunt me or I could move on and, you know, cut my losses and move on. Like it's literally forgiveness is for you to make it okay that you can go about your life without any regret or any just any heartache, because that will rip you apart.
Hold on, I'm getting a message.
Ooh, this is Mary's father. I'm still not proud of you.
You know what? Modern technology that allows us to speak to our dead loved ones, it's so fantastic that we can still...
Hello, this is your father speaking from the Alexa.
Mary, I know you're not good with Ouija boards, but what if I talked to Alan about bringing my medium friend in to do a reading to connect with his dad?
Hells no.
You know
what did I tell you?
That.
That person reads me, and then I determine if they're legit, which they will not be.
Okay.
You go take them over to Mary's house.
Don't come to my house.
Don't go to her house.
But do you think that's otherworldly? Because that's the only way I could see you getting your closure is if you connected with someone from you had someone that connects from the dead.
It's not even about that. It's dealing with the fact that I'm never going to get it. That's what it is. The thing that I chased for 10 years, I am now never going to get. That's what the problem is. It's not that I want my dead dad to connect through a medium. That's not it at all. It's a problem accepting that I didn't work out the crap with him that I should have when he was alive.
Yeah, I get it.
It's that guilt, that feeling of, I cannot work that stuff out now.
But you also know that's a two-way street. Because
And to be mad at him is useless.
Right.
Because he's not here. So it is a two-way street. I understand that, but all of these feelings, this is the problem with grief. All of these feelings have nowhere to go. Where do they go?
Well, and that's why you go to therapy.
You bury them like everyone else.
Exactly.
Until they explode on a
Of course,
loved one.
Alan's sad about his dad dying. Do you think they really had this great relationship he's talking about? No, he buries it.
That's right. Like a good Welshman. Hey, Victoria.
Hi.
Hi.
I just wanted to let Bill and Mary know that my husband and I enjoyed Saturday night so much. We were at the early show. The lineup was great. Everyone was wonderful. And Bill was well into his set. And my husband has vascular dementia, and he was just done. And we had to leave, so we didn't get to hear all of Bill and didn't get to hear Mary at all. But we really had a wonderful time. I just wanted to say thank you.
What is vascular dementia?
Well, he had stroke after stroke after stroke after stroke.
Yeah.
2 years ago, and it killed part of his brain.
I see.
Now, but the difference between that and like old people dementia or Alzheimer's dementia is you're on the fast track. He's 67 now, and he can barely move around, and I'm not going to have him too much longer.
Is this something that was this something that he could potentially enjoy, or you're just like getting him out of the house?
Oh no, he's still with it enough. He really enjoyed it. Oh, he laughed, and it's just so good to see him laugh and enjoy himself. And we listen to the show together all the time, and he's with it enough that he, there's stuff he gets. Once in a while, he'll have to ask me. I didn't get that. What are they talking about?
Right.
But no, we had got there early, had some dinner, and it was a wonderful evening. It was my 70th birthday present.
Hey,
So-
happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Well,
Thank
listen,
you.
we're happy to appeal to that vascular dementia demographic, Victoria.
What's your husband's name?
Perry. I
Harry?
introduced myself to you. Perry is Maria Kalo's brother.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
That's right.
I
Yes. You guys are very sweet.
Maria. How's Maria?
All right, this one's
I
for
don't know.
Perry.
You've probably seen her more recently than we have.
I have not. Wow. Okay.
She's always busy.
Yeah.
She's always busy.
Yeah. Okay, listen. Thank you, Victoria. I appreciate the call, okay?
Oh, we appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. There's Victoria, whose husband's having a rough go of it. Would she say it was her 70th birthday
Yes.
present to
Yeah, we
herself?
skew older in Willoughby.
It was a pretty old early show.
Well, I mean, I think the median age in Willoughby probably skews older.
Happy to have them, though. I also thought they left because I offended them. So
I came out and
yeah.
was ready to go on stage. I was like, where'd those old people go? They're like, they're out.
Yeah.
Oh, you knew who they were.
I saw them. There was an empty table.
I see.
I thought Bill had pissed him off or something.
Because, I'm so raw.
It's that raw authenticality that people enjoy so
Because
much.
I just, I say what everybody else is thinking.
Yeah, I
Alan.
understand. He's not going to be canceled.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even think about it.
And if you are a snowflake, you want to come to my show.
Stop worrying about your pronouns and sit down and have some fun.
Oh, you had a bunch of strokes and you have to leave early because you have a huge medical condition? Well, that makes me feel terrible about the fact that I thought you left because you were offended.
Oh, am I offending you with my... Hey, do you like the band AWOL Nation? Do you like the band Bad Flower? Both of them you'll hear on MMS, and both of them on the road together. They're going to play the Agora on October the 19th. It's a Wednesday night, so if you dig those bands, I'll get a couple of tickets for you. After the break, 35192 if you want to text for anything else. And you can listen